I know we talked about it before. I'm just still thinking about it. Like, when is it coming out?
It's coming when it's coming, Mike. It's coming when it's coming. Which, Valve time. I think that's the best way to put it. Valve time. It is what it is, right? Like, you don't know, I don't know, Valve doesn't know. No one knows.
No.
Oh,
What we do know is we are paused again, our mill. You know what time it is, John?
Late dinner.
Late dinner.
Second dinner. Yeah. Back in my Singapore days, we'd call this supper time, but apparently it's just a Discord problem. No food. I don't know how many issues you could have with Discord, but I guess it happens. Maybe the server they use, Mike. The server.
We have to go back to TeamSpeak or whatever that was back in the
day. Oh yeah, way back to TeamSpeak. You remember setting that one up for ESL India? That was a fun setup on TeamSpeak. Great experience with TeamSpeak.
Was.
You die alone. You die alone.
Everyone in good spirits. Have fun, they say. After that last game, yeah, have fun.
Big smoke up here from Neon. Might try to go for an early first blood attempt. Looks like they are intending on doing so.
No, not the spot again.
Mel gonna break the smoke of Play Hard. He knows they're all coming. Well, Tim's gonna get swashbuckled by Play Hard, but there's no way to hold him down. He will be okay. TNC are not interested in an engagement this early on. Just gonna let them walk away. Play Hard gets the tips.
That's the second time. Yeah, that's the second time we've seen that kind of smoke movement, right? Into the ramp, on the triangle. You've got someone there to break it. Good read from TNC to avoid it. A bit of a wasted smoke gank for Neon. They're gonna go for the runes still. TNC still has to be careful about overextending. They could be punished for poking their heads out here.
Could be. Scam is going to join up with John Newell, and they're going to try and go after Tim's. Tim still hasn't used his skill point yet, just in case he does need to level the leap, but he does not. It'll be a 2-for-2 bounty rune trade anyway, and they'll go back to their respective lanes. That should allow Tim's to pick up his arrow on the Mirana and start being a nuisance, as he tends to be on this Mirana up against the opposing laners. Very, very annoying, but they might run a tri-lane here, Neon.
That's a tricky proposition for Neon. Like, that's going to starve them of EXP for a bit. They do have really good level 1, but looks like Playhard's going to have to play tag with Tims. They already spot the tri-lane. KP should be ready with his positioning here.
We're going to just do this again to the Underlord, and we saw this in a previous series where they just try and up against the Underlord and never let it hit level 2. That's the point where it just becomes a bit obnoxious to play against, but it seems as though Play Hard has made the TP back down to the bot lane anyway. He's not going to stick around too long, just a bit of early harassment out. He will try and help out JG here in the bot lane up against March and Gabby. In fact, speaking of March, March may have been just stuck in a tree line now. He's going to eat a tree. Play Hard has a swashbuckle and he'll throw it out, but March will eat a fairy fire, and now Play Hard's the one in trouble. The creep is still chasing, giving Vision and Gabby.
Oh boy.
Says thank you very much to his creep, as he does get a very easy first blood.
That is just perfect coming out for Gabby. March as well, playing on the edge. And this is why you do not want to trade right clicks in a Venge lane. Venge and her carry will always win. Wave of Terror level 1, that armor reduction is a ton. You can't underestimate it. Now you've got level 2 up on March, so whether it be the Magic Missile or the Vengeance Aura, it gets trickier to maintain that. JG, as the Venom, of course, can just find steady farm. Still holding on to that skill point, whether or not he goes for the early ward or Gale. I think in this case, you're going to be hard-pressed to land the Gale. At the same time, your wards might die early. So it's a very difficult one for the Veno. It's actually one of the few lanes where the Venomancer doesn't get to shine as much, and that's a rarity for the hero. That's one of its core aspects in the offlane.
It's going to be problematic for Neon. I'm sure he does just go for the Plague Wards, though. It just doesn't feel like they're going to be able to hit that Gale at all in this laning phase. Gabby does keep a very nice distance between himself and the Venomancer. Unless he does want to trade some harass, in which case he gets close. JG will continue holding out. Gotta admit, it is a pretty weak lane from Neon here, this bot lane, right? Like, the Pango Veno just can't do much up against the Drow.
No. No, I mean, they can try for the disarms now with play hard at level 2, but it's not the safest, and it's gonna shove the wave, so not many opportunities still. We can take a peek down mid. Yapaj on his quap dropping low, and Armel on the puck having a pretty darn good time. Just one last hit above, but you can see the pressure he's applying to Yapaj, forced to use the salve up. Armel still holding onto his fairy fire and making good progress towards their bottles. Gonna have to watch out for that power rune. Both of these heroes, traditional mids. Really important to secure those runes.
They love them. Be up to those supports to get into that mid lane and try to get those runes for their respective cores. It's gonna be very wary as well, because Tims loves to make those rotations at that 4-minute mark, and of course with the arrow on the Mirana, it is very easy for him to outplay the opposing mid with a big stun. Speaking of those mid laners though, a bit of a dive here from Armel into the tier 1. Looks like he is going to be relatively safe, or maybe not. Yapaj goes for the dive, but the phase shift going to save his life. He will have to TP out back to the fountain. Tims will actually have the haste rune taken by the Lich. Meanwhile, by the way, March did end up dying down at the bot lane.
Yeah, they're starting to build up their presence here in the bot with Neon. The damage is flying out from JG. You do not want to be hit by the Gale. And both Gabby and March did get hit. They got punished. They are pushing themselves to the edge. Like, the right click here is still amazing. Again, when you get that wave of terror out, Gabby just hits like an absolute truck. So difficult back and forth, but Neon, you've got level 3 on JG. You're going to be happy. Just waiting for the level 4 mark and then perhaps stack onto the playboard.
G, cop a bit of damage out from March. And with the multi-shot, Gabby's already laughing. March will take the kill. It'll be a little intimidating for the boys across the river. Just being laughed at every single time Gabby's about to kill you. Not very nice.
Oh yeah. He has been on point for the chat wheels. Even distribution of the bounties here at the 5 have been through not many scuffles, as both all supports are really just tied in to helping their lanes. If you look up top, Skem is still having a wonderful time. On that AM, it's not as much last hits as Gabby, but he's still up there, not slowed down at all, and KP's having trouble maintaining it. He's always out of mana. Not a good sign for the Underlord.
He's going for that Soul Ring to try and sort that mana issue out. And it's really the only way to play up against the AM as the Underlord is to get that early Soul Ring up. Skem being even more aggressive up against Tims on that Mirana. And even play hard. Gonna make the TP down bot, rather top. Nice arrow out from Tims, but they can't capitalize. Play hard, he's going to go in with a swashbuckle. And they're going to provide even more harassment towards KB. That's the kind of arrow you'd love to capitalize off, but they just can't get close.
Yeah, you've got to love the pressure Neon's applying there. It's just never safe for KP to close the gap. He's forced to go into that jungle to try to find some recovery farm now. And that's just a free lane for Skem. He gets the farm into the Battle Fury really fast. And KP, he's not going to slow that farm in any meaningful way now.
Definitely not. Still just trying to work towards that Soul Ring. Things going decently for Armel at the very least in the mid lane on that puck. Just a couple last hits ahead of Yapaj. Looks like there will be a TP in from Tim, so you might want to go for a sneaky little arrow play. But he was spotted out on that Mirana. And so instead, he will start rotating down towards the bot lane. March, nice set up here on JG. Play hard, however. Gonna spot out Tims once again, and neither one really gonna be able to engage. They'll just back off.
It's a bit of a wasted TP for Armel, making his way down here, not finding any kill opportunities. Does give a little bit more time for Yapaj. He walked down as well, but he gets back to the lane a bit faster, finds a little bit more farm. TNC, despite this though, maintain a 2k net worth lead. That is piling up on Gabby, way beyond everyone else, even in the denies, just having a good time at the Drow.
March actually getting denied off by Gabby, and then Gabby will take Playhard's life. And that's a double laugh. It's a double whammy out from Gabby. Gotta say, Gabby's looked really good so far throughout these group stages as mid lane, Yopaj goes down to Armel and Tims.
And there's that rotation coming out to success. First Dream Coil of the game, leading to big kills. TNC finding themselves with a nice lead. 4-1, 2k lead. You look at Gabby, level 6, tree rate bans up along with power treads. Hits like an absolute demon. You gotta be cautious when you come into this lane because he is not going to give you space to, to really breathe there with his right click damage.
He's not. Armel now down to the bot lane. Does have a DD rune active. The bottle. Does pop it. Onto JG. Gabby is in a spot of danger, but Yopaj needs to finish off the kill quick because he could be in danger himself. He does get the scream out in time. And we'll have the blink back up in 2 seconds, but Armel is going to go for the chase. Play Hard now going to join in, and they even have John Uel there. Armel may have just dove a bit too far here as he is going to get... Yeah, he's going to get gazed up and die. That's a big couple of kills there for Neon Esports.
Yeah, really great exchange. Just taking out Gabby, putting a dent in that progress into Drow. Also putting a dent on Armel, and that's exactly what you want. All this movement down bot means the top lane's super free for Schem. Unpressured on the AM. You're still seeing Gabby with a lot more farm, but the timing for Schem into the battle here is key. They do put Gabby up top. Looks like it's about that time where both teams look for the tier 1 trades.
We'll get started. KB finally has that soul ring coming out as Tims is going to get chased down, but Armel killed off JG down at the bot lane. Tims, he'll be right. Armel once again with that Dream Coil just being very effective and getting an early kill off again. It's going to be a big rotation up top though from Neon. They're going to try and get something done with the Pango, but he misses the swashbuckle. Yopaj also around with that Sonic Wave will jump back in after Gabby, and that's the one target they want. But KP is going to try and get him out with March, with the swap. They might just get there, and they do. Scam. He got the Mana Void off in time, John, but it just wasn't enough damage.
Oh man, KP, 5-star Uber right there, on point with the timing. Bails out his entire team. A wasted rotation out from Neon. Missed opportunity, but you're also stalling out the farm of TNC. They successfully defend that tier 1 top. You have given some space for Armel to push that tier 1 bot though, and our puck has gotten some room to play the farming game. Level 8 is working towards the blink next, and once you've got that, you're going to be good. Although Yopaj cops a melee arrow. Not a good time.
He's going to be alright. I'd say they really need to get Play Hard at level 6 to get that Rolling Thunder up. Love to have that form of control in these team fights, and Play Hard is going to go ahead and try to secure that level 6 in this mid tier 1 tower range. It's going to be slightly challenging though, because Gabby wants to get some tier 1 tower damage off. It's going to force JG to come in on the Veno and defend this one.
Yeah, you can't afford to bleed that one out because you've got the AM. He needs to play in his jungle. So the moment you lose that tier 1 mid, opens a lot more movement for TNC to be offensive, and they are smoked up here, Tims and March.
Down to the bot lane. Gonna need to land a big arrow if they actually want to kill off Schem. Bees are coming in. Arrow is not going to land, and Schem... Oh, he blinked into the arrow!
What?
Oh, Schem, no! Magic Missile, it's not going to be enough anyway.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a close call. Blinked right into it.
Ooh, that keeps you on edge. Those kinds of arrows. Tims, whether or not he's a prophet, doesn't matter. They find a kill here down mid.
Yeah, JG does go down on the Veno, but the team fight will start as Yopaj gets a nice Sonic Wave out. Now the Rolling Thunder out from Play Hard will finish the job off. Tims get hit once, hit twice. He only has 1 leap charge. They'll gaze him up, more disarms. He will finally commit the leap, but Yopaj was waiting. It does take him out. Now on to March. March actually tankier than you would expect. They do have KP and Gabby around to help out. That'll mean Neon do need to back off.
It's still a win for Neon. They managed to punish Armel once more, stalling out that blink timing, giving Yopaj a bit of a ramp up into his Yules. So you're happy enough with this trade. There hasn't been any significant progress though for Neon on towers. That's the one worry I'm getting here from these exchanges. It's leading to TNC widening that network gap. 5k lead now for TNC, right around the 13-minute mark. They hold on to all their tier 1s, which is not typical when you're against the Veno, but they have been forced to kind of fall back and play a slower game. Yopaj isn't quite ready to fully commit, although he is smoked up here.
They've got a double damager inactive on Yopaj. They want to try and make use of it while they still have it. Gabby is right near them. They're going to go onto the high ground and they might spot him out now. In fact, they run straight into him and this could be a great pick-off, but a great gust out from Gabby. They do get the gaze off in time from John Ewell. Gabby does have to accept the fact that he is dead. They laugh back at him.
That's an important pickup for Neon, the biggest target they could hope for. They do manage to punish Gabby for just overstaying his welcome. Nice deep ward being planted by Neon to keep track of that camp as well. Opens up the mid-tier 1 push, and if they can take this one out, of course, opens up them to really start to invade the jungle. They've already got these deep wards, they just need to cancel out access points, and they can look for those ganks.
Neon still trying to get a fight going mid lane, but eventually we'll just let it go. Back to farming for them. Even with all these kills onto Gabby, still top of the net worth board, just seems unaffected. They're going to go mid again. With the Underlord, with Armel, and with Gabby.
Yeah. Just a high priority tower, you know? They want to start peeping into that jungle. They've left the AM alone, although.
There's going to be a Dark Rift out, swap from March, try and get Armel out of there, and Gabby, they're all going to be fine. It's again KB, make sure there is no risk involved, and they'll all TP back into the mid lane now. Time to re-engage with the Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, they still want that mid-tier 1. They know the Rolling Thunder's gone. That's a big teamfight spell off. That's their main control as well. Nice arrow.
Let's catch up to the Lich. Going Ewell. Gonna go down. Play hard now. Going back in with the swashbuckle, but the multi-shot is there from our Drow. And oh, JG getting swapped in by March. He's gonna die.
It's not the way you want to lose your Veno. He also doesn't have any skill points in the Poison Nova, so again, looking for the plays with a Plague Ward instead. And if you're not alive to spam it out, there's nothing to stop that push. So mid-tier 1 does get traded off in the end. A bit costly for TNC. They do drop their net worth lead just by a touch, but now they have some ways of peeking at Scam, who they've left alone. Scam is free farming up, just about 900 gold away from the Battle Fury, and once that's up, of course, our AM starts to farm like mad, starts to grow bigger. You're approaching that power spike here for Neon, but TNC, we talked about the 15-minute mark being their spike, and they do have that lead at this time, so they could start to grow a bit bigger. And the Drow is looking great. Gabby has the Dragonlance up with the Venge Aura. That does mean a really long range. It's going to make it difficult to close that gap.
Bot lane. Oh, arrow doesn't land on Yopaj. Would have been a very nice arrow had it landed. Yopaj is struggling anyway on this quap right now. Just unable to get that first core item he wants, which is the Orchid in this case. Tier 1 tower. It's going to go down for Neon. KB, however, just Dark Rifting on the right side.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, they're going for a shove up top. Tier 2 already looking very unhealthy. The defense.
The thing with the Drow, you just take the towers so quick, but Play Hard is going to roll in with Yopaj there. They got the gust off on the quap. She has no way to dispel, but it will wear off, and Gabby is actually in massive trouble as the Chain Frost does fly through, and it looks like Gabby has accepted the fact that he's going to die. That TNC just wanting to get out, or maybe Armel wants to go back in, but he is spotted out by Play Hard now. Needs to just get himself onto the high ground and TP away. Still Gabby. They do fight him for a third time.
Yeah, big pickup again. Just punishing the Drow, and you can see Scam, of course, with the Battle Fury up, his net worth's climbing. Starting to match Gabby's farm, overtakes now, and that's not a good sign. The AM, it's about to be his game. He's working towards the Asha, into the Manta next, and once you've got that, you can start pressuring the side lanes, shoving in waves, make it difficult for TNC to venture out and start hunting. And that's what this lineup wants. They do want to go hunting a bit. They're not going to have that option, and that's going to stall out a few of their key item pickups.
Gabby's got the Hurricane Pike on the way. He's going to be a little bit concerned here for Skem, who's got that Battle Fury and is slowly starting to escalate. He's going for the Manta up next. They have Skem for the answer up against Gabby's Drow for this game. He really hasn't been contested too much, Skem. They have left him to his own devices. Instead, they're grouping up top TNC.
They're trying to go for the objectives. They're trying to keep Gabby safe with this kind of movement. So they're not putting him in a position of risk. The issue is that Neon's teamfight is a lot more stitched together. And there's that Orchid for your Podge. But they can come in. They can probably get the control into one here and immediately burst him. Gabby has to be super careful. There's just so much gap close here from Neon.
JG's trying to get started. Doesn't quite hit the Gale, but Yopaj going to go in with the Orchid onto KB. But now the Dream Core is there from Armel, and they're looking to turn. They'll get Yopaj down, and the Chain Frost still bouncing around, but not doing too much. A Scam does go down, and now KP set to fall, but or maybe not. JG the one to go down. Tim's on a triple.
No, that was not it for Scam. He jumped in, the control from TNC, and we talk about the pit, we talked about the puck counter to the AM. He couldn't move. He was stuck there. He got bursted down. He needs the Manta before joining these fights. A bit preemptive from Scam. Good punishment from TNC. 7k lead up. And Gabby just gets to go home, gets reset. The Hurricane Pike up and running on the Drow. It's a bit of a back and forth. 8k lead for TNC, but you see Scam top of net worth. This means that the cores of Neon beyond the AM are being sacrificed hard. Look at JG, still saving up for a Spirit Vessel. 4.5k net worth. Even Tim's in the pause for Mirana has more farm than that offlane Venomancer. And that is not what you want to see as they start the Roche.
They do. TNC, let's just take a quick Roshan, and you can just do this with the Venge Drow. It's just such an easy thing to get done. Neon seem to have an idea that it might be happening. Will come in, but Armel already orbing out, getting rid of the Lich Courier. Armel actually going to go to the left side, and they're going to leave the Roshan on pretty low HP for now. Rid of the Veno wards, Gabby. Go back in for the Roche. Armel, looks like he'll get started, but Yopaj got the silence, but the arrow came in from Tim's, and it connected on their Queen of Pain, which means there's no stealing happening here, but Playhard is in with a great Rolling Thunder. The only problem is he has no backup. Armel held them at bay. And Playhard, he had 3 people stunned up for however many seconds. It just did not matter.
Yeah, that's wonderful from Armel. Perfectly timed. Neon was just smoked up right then as well on Yopaj.
He's got the silence off on Armel, but he's rooted in place. Uled up by KB and rooted again. And with the Firestorm to come in, he is dead. That is not what you want to see from your position 2 Queen of Pain. TNC now, they're going to try and start forcing down this tier 2 mid tower.
Yeah, it's a quick process. Again, you can't underestimate the right click of the Drow. Now, the Lich Frost armor can stall it out a bit, and it has, but it will eventually fall. You can see Scam focus elsewhere, shoving the bot lane, doing what AMs do best. Not quite the speediest yet, still looking to finish the Manta. And until that Manta's up, the full potency of the AM, it's just not realized yet.
That's it. TNC, are they going to go back for that mid-tier 2? It's like Armel's having a look around for Skem. Almost found him. Quite quick enough with the orb. Armel's actually TPing up to go after Play Hard, it seems. He just wants a quick kill. Gets the Dream Coil with the Veil, and now the orb to fly through. Won't be able to quite finish him off. Get back in now with your Page. Comes in with the silence and with the Sonic Wave, Armel. Just going for a pick-off that he couldn't get on his own and does pay for it.
Yeah, a good pickup for Neon. Punishing Armel for overextending. They do drop their tier 2 mid, but they stalled it out for so long that you have given space for Scam. He is still keeping up in terms of net worth. He's 200 off the Manta. So you should be able to have it after these camps are cleared out. And once you've got that, of course, he can play a lot more offensively on those lanes. He can find openings for himself, shove the waves out. They've even got the blink on Play Hard, so easier initiation with that Rolling Thunder coming out here.
It'd be nice. Of course, while they did that, the tier 2 mid did go down. So not all is lost for TNC with that Armel pickoff. They might even find some value in that death happening for Armel. It's just working towards zone blink now. About 100 gold off. Once that's up, should be a little bit easier to get some initiations off for your team. Well, while he's doing that, Gabby just pushes another tower in. Just by himself in the Drow. No fear in the world. Just keep getting it done.
Yeah, it's just Drow things, you know. You can really just melt these towers fast. You've got all the damage in the world. There's a Manta now on Gabby as well. So complicating matters if you do jump in onto the Drow. And you can see Neon forced away from the bounties. It's a 3-for-1. So TNC is going to be very happy with that result as they start chipping away at another tier 2. Now, it takes a while because of that Frost Armor from Januel. But again, if you don't see the heroes coming in for the defense, it will still eventually fall.
Seems to be the case. It's definitely going down. Top lane Armel's just buying time. Being annoying towards Skem, keeping tabs on the AM and making sure he's not too comfortable. Now, while he's doing that, the rest of TNC looks like they want to keep going down through the bot lane. They have the Aegis still up on Gabby. They can stand out of tower range like this and just hit the tower. There's nothing really to stop them apart from backdoor protection, but there's more creeps coming in.
Yeah, it's that Venjora at play with the Drow, added range. You know, you've got the Hurricane Pike, you've got the Grove Bow. Very balanced set of items for Gabby, and really no committal siege. I mean, what is this?
Armel looks like he will just solo pick off the Lich, and does, and well, there goes JG. Go for the Rolling Thunder. Nice play in from Play Hard now with your Page. A big Sonic Wave out, but here's your Uber. He has arrived. KP looking to get March out as well, and does.
Perfect.
Just perfect.
The timing, the Aegis expired right as they got out as well. TNC in and out. Home wreckers here.
Oh, KP's never late, John. You know that.
Yeah, always on point. Just don't let him burn out. Don't want to see his burnouts anymore. Still, Neon, 14k behind. Right? Like, we haven't seen Scam's AM take part in these fights, which, you know, it's not necessarily an issue that he joins these fights, but he hasn't made as much progress on these towers. Very recently, just took out the tier 1 top. We need to see Scam open up even more of the map. He needs to apply more pressure. He needs to be all over the place to buy Neon space, to try to force a response, find some pickoffs. It's just not quite there, and TNC, they're not biting the bait so far. They've been disciplined enough They've had low committal on that push. You know what would tie this up? If they found a telescope on top of everything down the line, you would just be set, right? Grove Bow on your Drow, a Hurricane Pike, Vanjora, and then a telescope. What more
Amazing.
could you ask for?
He
Yeah.
might get it soon, John. We're almost in the 27-minute mark. So we'll find out if he does get a telescope very, very soon for March. It'll be very upsetting for Neon if he does.
Gonna be difficult. As Neon, you know, they need to see some progression here as well. Yapaj desperately needs that BKB on the Quap. He's got enough for the Mithril Hammer. The recipe's still a ways
Oh my.
off. Ooh, oh no, that's Neon. All right. Yapaj gets fortunate. He takes the telescope. Can TNC play RNG and find the telescope themselves? Ironically, they have a repair kit.
Yeah,
For whatever reason.
the roles are reversed there. I think Neon wanted that repair kit, but they won't get it. Yeah, March does get himself a nice that craggy coat. Becomes much harder to kill now. Just casually at 31 armor on the Venge. That feels good.
Yeah. That's perfect. This is an opportunity for Neon to shove down the bot lane a bit, but they're playing it safe. Farming in the jungle. Oh, telescope, Mike.
They got it. There we are. March will take it straight away.
Ooh. Can he go up to Gabby? I would love to see this. I would love to see balance. I would love to witness that. We saw it in the last game, right? Like with Gabby's reach on the Arc Warden.
Yeah.
How much further can you reach on the Drow? Ooh. 625 plus 490. That's about sniper range. So you'd be satisfied. It seems fine. No, he threw out the Grove Bow, Mike. He went for the orb. Yeah, you would do that, but 100 range down. Not as dank.
Definitely upsetting. I mean, obviously the minus armor is going to help quite a lot for that tower. You know?
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's so hard now because Gabby hits just so hard. But there's the BKB on Yapaj, so he can jump in. He can do some work. You've got to be cautious here, if you can see.
Thunder, play hard, gonna go in with the blink, lands on KP, and once Gabby on that Drow, he's gonna be swapped out from March. Page, unfortunately with this BKB, he's gonna be able to get nothing done at this rate. They're trying for March, but he's so tanky. KP, Mel gonna jump in, he has found the real play hard, and it looks like he will get the real play hard. No buyback on that Pangolier. TNC back to the high ground.
It's a scary point. You saw Gabby's illusions do a lot of damage onto Yapaj. Gotta be careful with that spacing. He did use that one BKB charge as well.
Look at this range. Gabby and Tims both just chilling out. No need to go high ground, boys. Just relax.
Yeah. That is cause for laughter. Balance. Ice Frog. You can't do no wrong. This is perfect.
Alright, so top Rax is gone now. TNC. A very easy Rax for them to take. Looks like Yapaj has just gone to the other jungle, and so is Skem. Might just try and start split pushing the other lanes as well, there's no point in a high ground defense. They just can't do it right now.
No. It's a bit worrying though. Roche is spotted by TNC here, Mike. No vision from Neon to see this one, and it is just gonna melt to Gabby. I mean, you know, Orb of Destruction on Drow, you just melt everything.
The Aegis for Gabby now. He'll even just take the cheese for himself. Sure, they just want to go mid lane now and try to go get another high ground attempt going.
Neon smoked up. Armel? No, they miss out.
They're going to run into KP, which is not the target they want to start on, but they will abyssal him up. March will swap him out on the Venge. They do at least get March. Now with that, they may be able to go further, but they're not focusing down Gabby, who's on Skem as we speak. They'll get KP, but a massive dream call out from Armel, holding them down, and Skem just gets melted by Gabby. Now onto JG. In fact, never mind that, go on Yapage. He does Sonic Wave, but Gabby eats the cheese and keeps man fighting up against this Queen of Pain, and they just can't fight back. Yapage will have to blink out of there. Mel gets a double. Gabby looking for a dominating spree. Gives the tip over to Play Hard.
Such as tomorrow.
Onto the high ground.
And Gabby, he doesn't care if you're at melee range. He just rips right through everyone like a Beyblade and onto the
Like a
high ground.
Beyblade.
Well, yeah, because you let him rip. You let him rip.
I know why you... I know the joke, John. I just...
Shh. It's getting late, Mike. I'm running out of puns. Okay. My back's aching. I need a gamer chair, but I've got a monoblock chair like a Filipino does. You know? All of us are on monoblocks here, Mike. All of our backs are hurting. You know it's true, though.
Mid racks are going down. I can't comment, John. Down to the bot racks.
Yep, and tricky spot, Neon. They don't have their ults. Respawns are short, though, but it's going to be Mega Snap.
Yapage going to jump in with the BKB, and
boy.
he is dead. Yeah, Gabby is just hitting too hard. Play Hard, trying to roll through, but Gabby is just firing arrows at him. He's gone. Now Skem is going to have his stream coil broken and is also going to go down. And it's just a very dominant victory for TNC in this last series of the day.
Yeah, it's a valiant effort by Neon, falling back to Skem AM. The TNC, they come out on top, dominant form. Game 1 was a lot shakier, but here a lot cleaner of a performance from TNC. Well played, start to finish. Neon did put up a good fight. Game 1 was a lot closer from them, and not too bad of a performance. TNC is the favorite team. I think considering that, Neon did put up a good showing, regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, with that, John, that is it for tonight. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow for some more great SEA Dota. But for tonight, it's time for us to, it's getting late. It's time for us to go to bed, have some dinner, and, well, maybe, if we're lucky, John,